Welcome to Trashmagination, a podcast about reimagining trash. I'm Carla Brown. Today we're going to talk about the creative reuse of bras. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'll be sharing ideas on where you can donate gently used or new bras, what you can make from bras that are not in good shape, and I'll share stories about artists who make artwork from bras. So, step one in reducing the amount of bras that need to be creatively reused is to take care of the ones that we have. And the best way to do that is to wash them in bra bags and hang them to dry. Now, it can be challenging to find a bra that fits well, and there have been many times that I bought a bra that I thought fit well in the store, but then after I wore it a few times, I realized it was not for me. And the good news is that there are many organizations who will take these gently used bras. And I will list a whole bunch of those organizations in the show notes. I was surprised to find two organizations headquartered not far from where I live. The first is called I Support the Girls, and it's located in Maryland. And in addition to collecting gently used bras, they also collect menstrual supplies for girls and women who are homeless. And in Virginia, there is an organization called BRAS, or Bringing Resources to Aid Women in Shelters. And then there are also organizations which specialize in post-surgery breast cancer supplies and accessories. There's also organizations in the United Kingdom. The one I found was called Smalls for All. And there's one that I found in Australia, New Zealand, and parts of Asia called Uplift Bras. Another option you can try is something that I did last month. So I am a member of my local Buy Nothing group, which is a Facebook group. And they are located all over the world, so you can see if there's one in your community. This is just a vital tool in my creative reuse efforts. I've given away so much stuff in the past month because I'm actually trying to downsize all the things I have. And so maybe I'll do a separate podcast episode on those efforts another time. But the way it works is that you post photos of the items that you don't need, and then people in my community will come and take them. And because the Buy Nothing groups are only for a very small geographic area, people are not having to travel really far away to come take my items. Now, I knew that if I just put my bras on a table and took a picture of them, that people probably would not be very impressed and they might not come and get them. But I found that instead, if I photographed my bras on my mannequin, which I use for designing my trash fashion items, they would look much better. And I am pleased to say that I found new owners for like 10 bras in the last month. So now let's talk about things you can do with bras that are not in good enough shape to give away or donate. Now, some places have textile recycling programs, and you could give that a try, but I've heard that many of these programs are overloaded, and there's also rumors that maybe they are not actually recycling the textiles. So here are some other ideas for what to make with bras that are not great for wearing anymore. So the first idea is that if you have a bra that has a sort of a foam shape, you can actually fold it in half and make it into a purse. Now that sounds like it's not going to be very nice looking. It sounds like it's just going to be like a bra folded in half. But actually many people make these. And if you look on the hashtag bra purse on Instagram, you can see lots of examples. And people make them not look like a bra by adding lots of little decorations and beads and lace. And they actually look quite nice. And now here's a creative reuse idea for people who keep rats as pets. A friend of mine who has kept rats for many years said that bras make a really great hammock for a pet rat. Now these ideas are great for the clasps at the back of the bra. So I found a few wildlife rehabilitation places that are requesting that people send the bra clasps. Now they use these clasps to help turtles that have been hit by a car. They glue the clasps onto the broken sections of the turtle's shell, and then they connect the clasps with wire and keep the turtle in the best possible position so that it can then continue to live and heal. I will link to 2 organizations who have requested these clasps, but it's possible that there's more located even closer to you. The first one that I found is called Wild Thunder Wildlife and Animal Rehabilitation and Sanctuary in Iowa. And then the other one I found is called Carolina Wildlife Rescue. And they're not looking for the whole bra. They're just looking for those little metal clasps at the back. So if you needed to mail them, this wouldn't be a very heavy thing to mail. Another way to creatively reuse the section of the bra with the clasps is to make a bra extender. So a bra extender is a little rectangular piece of fabric with the clasps embedded, and this allows someone to increase the band size of a bra without increasing the cup size, obviously. And these are somewhat expensive, but you can make your own by creatively reusing a bra that is no longer wearable. So another part of the bra that you can creatively reuse are these removable foam pads. So some bras and other clothing have these pads, and I'm on a number of Facebook groups about recycling and reducing waste, and there's often very excited conversations on this topic for some reason. I found lots of creative reuse recommendations for these bra insert pads. The first was to take a pair of work pants, and you can put some knee pads in the work pants by adding a pocket on the inside of the work pants and then putting the bra insert pad in there. They also suggested that you could protect your floors by using these bra inserts as furniture movers. So you put them under the feet of a heavy piece of furniture, and then that allows you to slide the item without scratching your floor. There was a woman in one of these groups who made her own sleep mask from a bra, and you might think that sounds funny, but actually it looked quite comfortable. You can also take these bra insert pads and you can stitch them so that they are attached to the edges of your hangers, and this will keep your clothes from sliding off in your closet. Now, in the United Kingdom, there is a thing called a fascinator, and this is like a small little flowery hat that people wear to weddings. And when my brother was married in Scotland, we all wore these little fascinators. And I watched a few tutorials where people were showing how they made their own fascinators, and they used these little bra insert foam bits as the base for the fascinator. So that's something to consider if you need to make your own fascinator. And then the last option, if you don't want to make crafts yourself or you're not a seamstress yourself, is that you could go to your local seamstress or dressmaker and see if that person would like to have the bra insert pads that you don't want anymore. Now it is October, and so I want to take a moment to talk about creatively reusing bras as components of a Halloween costume. So I just talked about those foam inserts, and they are usually shaped kind of like a triangle or a raindrop, and these can be a great item to use to be animal ears in a costume if you attach them to a headband. You can also reuse a lacy bra to help with your Halloween makeup. If you put the lacy part on your skin and then apply your makeup over top of the bra, it can make a lacy pattern on your skin. And this can be very handy if you want to dress up as a mermaid or a dragon or any sort of animal that has speckles on its skin. Now, I was born in Newfoundland, and there is a tradition in Newfoundland similar to Halloween, and it's called mummering. And this involves dressing up with a whole bunch of layers of clothing and then going from home to home in the community. And the homeowner has to try to guess who is who. But the idea is that you've put on so much clothing that it's really hard to tell. And a classic component of many mummering costumes is to wear your bra on the outside of all the other clothing. So next, I'm going to talk about artists who incorporate bras into their artwork. And there are lots of bras decorated and painted in creative ways as part of breast cancer research fundraising events. And so if you are looking to raise money for breast cancer, there are lots of very inspiring images of artwork made from bras on Pinterest. Now, the first artwork installation that I saw made from bras was at the American Visionary Art Museum in Baltimore, Maryland. There was a giant ball made by attaching thousands of bras to each other and then rolled into a huge ball. And this was called the Bra Ball, and it was made by the artist Emily Duffy. Now, the Bra Ball was made from more than 18,000 bras, and it was rolled at many events from 2001 till 2003, and it has been at the American Visionary Art Museum since 2005. Mariah Reading paints landscapes on many recycled objects. I could probably talk about her in almost every episode, but I found one where she did a painting on one of those little foam bra inserts. Now, it's really cool to check out her Instagram account because what she does is she does the landscape painting on the object, and then she holds up the object in the exact spot that she is painting, which makes a really cool effect. Now, Emily Dvorin is a basket designer who weaves baskets from many materials. Again, this is a person who I could talk about in many of my podcast episodes. Now, last month I noticed that she made a design from purple bra straps, and this was called On Her Mind. So I actually messaged Emily to ask about her piece because I was curious where she got so many purple bra straps. And she said that she got it at the Scrap store in San Francisco. I've mentioned Scrap before. This is a creative reuse store, and there are many of them across the United States. And so it was really great to hear that that's where Emily got her materials. Now, some artists do not creatively reuse bras, but they creatively reuse other materials to make bras. So the first artist I'll mention is Ruby Silvius. I talked about Ruby back in my episode about the creative reuse of tea bags. Now, she makes bras from recycled paper packaging, and she calls it Oribrami. Veronika Richterova is an artist who I really admire, who sculpts many incredible items from plastic bottles. And of course, she made a bra from soda bottles that is really fun to check out, and you should check out all her designs in my show notes. Now, the last bra-related creative reuse idea that I'll mention is an organization called Knitted Knockers. This organization connects knitters and crocheters with breast cancer survivors. So what they do is they give out free patterns on how to knit or crochet a breast prosthetic, and then you can knit it with either sort of leftover yarn from a previous project that you have, or maybe you can get some yarn from a knitter who doesn't need it anymore. And you have to do it from their list of approved yarns. These are the brands of yarns that they know work well with people wearing it very close to their bodies and washing it. They've needed to test these yarns over time. And then once you've finished knitting and crocheting the knitted knocker, you send it, and then they get provided free to breast cancer survivors. So thank you for listening. If you find this podcast helpful, it would be great if you could leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. I was super happy to see that I got a review for Trashmagination from Frau Schnee in Australia. She wrote, "I only just discovered this podcast and I'm already hooked. So many great ideas for making treasures from trash. Carla obviously loves what she does and has fun presenting all those creative possibilities. The only downside is that I'll now start hoarding even more craft supplies for all those projects I'll make in the future. I need a second parallel crafting life." Well, Frau Schnee, I hope you don't actually start start hoarding supplies. That's actually what I've been working on this month, is getting very specific about the type of materials that I want to creatively reuse. I think that's the way to be successful at creative reuse. So even though I talk about many different types of materials, I really recommend specializing in whatever makes you most happiest to collect, and then bring the rest to creative reuse stores or share them with other artists and crafters. So I encourage you to write a review just like she did, and that will help other people find their creative reuse inspiration. Until next time, may you see bras as a source of art in your life.